Hey everyone, I'm back. New video, doing my new segment, Wise Words with Wes. Just gonna talk about stuff that's on my mind. You may be able to tell, probably can't tell because I've only had one other video. But my scenery's changed. Came home for the weekend, but grind don't stop. We on this YouTube game. We on this. I'm not doing that again. What I really want to talk about today is the Kobayashi Maru. I got some notes in my journal written down about it. But basically, for those that don't know, Kobayashi Maru is a lose-lose situation. It's from the like series Star Trek. Basically, the only way to actually win is to it's to cheat, but we're applying this to life, and you can't cheat life. So I just wanted to take the message about how to overcome the feeling of being in a lose-lose situation. The feeling as if you're trapped in a lose-lose situation, when in fact there's always a win somewhere. A lose-lose situation can be very tough on your mental state because as humans, especially nowadays, we're really getting to the point where we like instant gratification. You post pictures, you instantly get likes. You do the homework online, you instantly get your grade back. You do different things, we don't even realize it, but instant gratification is everywhere. And so when we get put into situations where we immediately can't win at first, we tend to start like pushing ourselves away from it and straying away from it. And I honestly think that it's important for us to stop doing that, because the more that we start to distance ourselves from L's, the more we start to say, oh yeah, I can't lose anymore, I can't do this and that. That gets us to the point where we aren't willing to learn anymore, because through every loss you should learn something. Another thing I've learned about humans is we honestly tend to dwell in our losses way too much. I am a huge overthinker, so I definitely do this, but it's like, dang, I make a lot of school examples because I'm still in school, but it's like, dang, I didn't do so well on my OChem exam. I'm a failure. I'll never pass this class. I'll never do this and that. When in fact, we should have that mindset where, dang, I really didn't do well on my OChem exam. Let me start putting out time to study even more now, since I know that I need more help, versus the latter, where it's like we don't learn anything, we don't turn that loss into a win in any way. If anything, we're making that loss even worse, because dang, I failed my first exam, I'm not going to do good in this class. Let me fail the next one. Oh, I have no other option but to drop this class now. Versus, dang, I didn't really do so well my first exam. All right, I'm going to go hard. Boom, second exam, come back with a B. Okay, I'm making progress. I went from a C to a B. Next exam, boom, B+. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not getting an A. Okay. but it's all about the little wins. We turned a bad situation into something that's stringed on into a win, versus turning a bad situation into something that just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. What I really think we should start doing is we should start keeping better track of our wins. The better we keep track of our wins, the more that we have something to look back to as motivation. I'll probably talk about journaling in every video, because I've truly learned the importance of it this year. Because when you're feeling down, you can journal. When you're feeling up, you can journal. And the good thing about it is it's there. You can always come back to it. I know people that use the notes in their phones and the different apps and whatnot. Personally, I can't. I'll type a note up and I just won't look at it. So I know that when I do carry on my journal, though, it's something physical and it's something that's always in my backpack. So if I'm having a bad day, if I just took an L, if I took a loss, all right, I'll write down what it is that happened, why it happened, you really got to be honest with yourself. You got to be like, what did I do that made this L happen? Okay, I studied for like an hour and a half when I know I should have studied for 3 or 4 hours for this test. So I'm gonna put that in there. So next time it's like, I know I have an exam next week. I just don't feel like studying. Let me look at my journal. Oh dang, I remember when I took that L. I got a 70 something on that exam, or the 60 something on that exam. But here I'm telling myself I only studied for an hour and a half. All right, let me at least do 2 hours. And I made a video before about procrastination. I'll probably reiterate that soon. But when you really start getting into that cycle, when you start letting things flow, you'll eventually see everything just take its course. You know, it might start rough, it might start rocky at first. For me, it's the first 15 minutes. Like the first 15, 20 minutes of studying is the worst. Like my brain wants to do everything, but it's about isolation, you know. Once you isolate yourself and you start turning these tough situations, these uncomfortable situations into something that eventually becomes comfortable, then the rest is history. And another thing you can do is we can keep track of our wins too, is motivation. You know, you can learn from your L's, but you can also get motivated by your wins. If we start keeping better track of our wins, we can get to the point where we don't need outside gratification. We don't need people in our ears telling us, oh yeah, you're so good at this, you're so good at that. We literally can go and look at what we wrote. No one can motivate yourself better than you can. No one can make you do anything more than you can. And that's something that took me way too long to understand, but that's something that I really want everyone else to understand, you know? Cause too many times you get to the point where it's like, oh, I need to do this. Let me call up a friend. Let me tell them about my problems, this and that. But it's like, what good does that really do? You know, you got it off your mind, but you're also not putting yourself in a situation where you can be motivated through that. But if you look at what you wrote when you took a win or when you took a loss, then you know that you need to do better in your current situation. I know that when I need a helping hand, I can turn to certain people and I can get that help, but no one can really help me as much as I can help myself. And I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but I personally just feel that way, because if I can't help myself, who can help me? Everything that people will say, they'll just be saying it to me, and I still have to process it. I still have to want to get better, you know? So if I can get my motivation from myself through my journal, then I don't have excuses, you know? But the crazy thing is, this whole video was supposed to be about, you know, failure and lose-lose situation, and I turned it to this whole spiel. To bring this full circle back to the Kobayashi Maru, we have to remember that taking L's and taking losses are fundamental in life. You can't get through life without losing, and it's all about turning your L's into W's. That was probably the corniest. But in all seriousness, that's what it is. You got to turn your L's into W's. If you can't turn your L's into W's, then you have to figure out something. You have to find something within you that wants to do better, you know? And it may take a lot of soul searching, and that's not a problem. It may take a lot of time, still not a problem. Everybody moves at their own pace. We tend to want to move at the pace of our neighbors, somebody we see on Twitter, the Kardashians, I don't know, but you know, we tend to want to move at that pace when that's just not us. That life may look amazing on Twitter, it may look amazing on Instagram, but we don't know the losses that they had to take to get to that point. They're not showing their real selves, and we still idolize that. Or even if they are showing their real selves and they take out the losses that they took, we're still idolizing that and trying to get to where they got without knowing their full story. So we have to remember, everyone takes their loss, everyone learns from their loss. I'm pretty sure there are many L's that Bill Gates or even Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, I'm pretty sure there are so many L's that they took as a collective that helped them get to the point where they are at, you know. RP to Steve Jobs, of course, but Apple is worth $1 trillion now, and I'm 100% sure they didn't become $1 trillion company just winning after winning after winning. They definitely put out products that people were just like, that's not it. They lost, but they turned that loss into a win. They stopped doing that. They cut off the manufacturing of that product, but they still learned from what the people were telling them. We don't want this iPod Nano. We want this iPod Touch that can do yada yada yada, you know. And eventually we got to the point where we have what we have right now, what I'm filming on an iPhone, you know. It everything comes full circle, and we can't in the wise words of Joel Embiid, something I'd never thought I'd say, we have to trust the process, and losses are 100% a part of the process. But I hope this was very informational. I'm still trying to figure out a schedule for me to, you know, continue the Wise Words with Wes, as well as, you know, try more creative things like my skits and whatnot. But this might have to be my new sign out. You feel? I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip. Thank you to everyone that subscribed and watched my last video. That truly means a lot to me. I think last time I checked, I think I had like 115 views. To be honest, I really thought I was only gonna get like 50, maybe 60 at most. So to even double that honestly feels amazing, and I truly do want to thank everyone out there. And I just want everyone to know that, you know, quality of that last one, there were some shaky things. I'm really gonna be doing my best to make sure like the audio's correct. You know, I got a new tripod. Y'all probably can't notice, but you know, now my microphone isn't just sitting on it. It was sitting on my hairbrush in my last video. But you know, that's progress, you see. So I really want everyone to know that this channel is really going to be going as I grow, or growing as I go. One of those, it's not making sense to me right now. This is probably become like a really long end credit, but again, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I'll see y'all later.